Hi, I'm Marc Turnes. By day, I'm an identity and access management engineer. On the weekends, I am a improvised DJ, I guess is what you call it. I draw t-shirts for Amazon, but I haven't drawn one yet. But I've been in the program for a while. I've drawn a ton of stuff since then, but nothing that I want to put on a t-shirt. It's weird. I guess academically I'm a historian, but I don't practice anymore. I'm a non-practicing historian. And a husband, cat enthusiast, and just a general nerd of all trades, I guess. And I'm gonna answer 10 forkin' questions.
What is the most annoying sound?
Dumb and Dumber would have you believe that it's but that is, in fact, not true. That is an annoying sound, but it's not the most annoying sound. The most annoying sound is somebody telling you something that you already know, that they assume that you don't know, and it doesn't, I don't know what's going on here, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't know it, but they assume you don't, but because they assume you don't, they tell you. I am guilty of this so much because I work with non-technical end users a lot in my job. So it's like, I'm just going to assume you don't know and I'm going to over-elaborate because I would want to know. And most of them are like, I don't really want to know that. And then other people are like, I speak 5, this actually happened to me. I got an email response after somebody asked me, why didn't this work? And I explained why it didn't work. They said, I have 5 or speak 5 languages and I can't understand a single word that you said. And they were so mad. And I so wanted to reply with, you're a dumbass. But you can never reply with, you're a dumbass at work.
What do you think Nirvana, the concept, not the band, feels like?
That's what, total enlightenment? Yeah, probably not like a whole lot. Just like, okay, I know stuff. If you're gonna believe like every movie where somebody gains some sort of super brainy powers, they just kind of exist. You know, like I'm thinking John Travolta in Phenomenon or whatever, when he's like, I'm super smart now and I can learn all these things super fast. And then you eventually die. So I guess Nirvana is probably like, you know a bunch of stuff and then you die. The Babylon 5 hypothesis. Do they become energy? Or, 2001 Space Babies? Probably not though. Like, I don't have a whole lot of faith in like the everybody is energy thing. I know that we all are energy, and just like in a concentrated form, but I don't think you can be sentient energy, if that makes sense. And which is funny because I'm an extropian, and so like I believe in like the singularity and all that, where it's like, okay, like technology is going to hit a point where we evolve. I don't think energy is what we're going to evolve into. We will become biologically superior or technologically superior or both as a actual species. For more on that, you can read about extropians online and what they believe, and it's kind of weird, some of them.
Describe your perfect birthday party.
I might have actually already had it. So I do a lot of riffing parties. So like we'll watch bad movies and we'll riff them. One year, I don't know, it was probably when I was like 32 or 33 or something, we had a pretty low key, like 7 or 8 people just riffing old sci-fi movies. And we had like a pretty close to perfect riff of Logan's Run that I wish we had recorded. Hey, it's my wife, Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hi.
Laura has to go to the bathroom. She didn't know what to do, and I forgot to ask. Have fun. So like we had a perfect riff of Logan's Run. I rewatching it. I don't know if you know what Logan's Run is. It's a sci-fi movie about people who aren't allowed to age past 30. So like they're in this underground city of sorts, where when everybody hits 30, they go through this thing where they go and like they try and reach this life clock extending thing so that they can live longer. But I don't want to give away the ending because the ending is a twist. But in the movie, the woman never wears pants. And I had no idea because I saw it when I was like 10 and I wasn't looking for that sort of thing. That was, the riff. Anyway, the perfect party was that, like just riffing that, and then a bunch of other movies. Mad Max, we riffed at Mad Max. That was, God, I forgot how terrible the original Mad Max is. And I love post-apocalyptic film. Ugh, it's so slow. And then like the last 15 minutes are where all of the action happened. If you haven't seen Mad Max, skip from the first part, go to the 15 minutes before the ending part, and then just watch that. Yeah, just friends making fun of cheesy movies, birthday cake. That is not the year that Laura forgot the sugar in my birthday cake, so it was a much better birthday.
What two bands or artists would you love to see collaborate on an album?
Gosh, my biggest problem is I like songs and not artists as much. But of the bands that I like, so I would consider myself a Killers fan, not just like of Killers songs, but like pretty much every Killers song that I've heard, I've liked. And most of the Depeche Mode songs I've heard, I've liked. And their styles of music are so radically different. It's like depressing emo late 80s, early 90s music and relatively upbeat, nostalgic. Like Killers have a lot of nostalgic songs. Like it would be interesting to see what they could come up with if they came together. So Killer Mode, Depeche Killers. I would go with Killer Mode. Oh, Killer a la Mode. Yeah, who doesn't want that? Just like a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top of a murder. That's not cherry sauce.
Whatever happened to erstwhile AOL salesman Mitch Heckenthal?
Well, I'm wearing his skin right now. Mitch, you're a tight fit. Gotta stop eating them AOL discs. They taste so damn good.
Which Infinity Stone did you find?
Let's see. Oh, the Reality Stone. Because I often cannot tell reality from fantasy. And also, it would be really cool to be able to like make somebody unravel like a fruit by the foot. Like they did to poor Drax. What flavor of fruit by the foot would Drax be, you ask? Huckleberry. You didn't ask. I told you. He just looks like a huckleberry. I just had some huckleberry licorice last week, and I was like, this is like Drax. I didn't actually say that. But now, thinking about Drax, I'm thinking he looks like a huckleberry. So I'm retconning the flavor of Huckleberry onto Drax. Wow. You saw Guardians 2. They did not use Drax appropriately. They turned him into a caricature. It happens with every franchise. You get to like the second or third film that they're in or that you planned for, and just like, okay, let's take everything that was funny about Drax and then just make that his character. Oh, I practiced the art of being invisible. Like, you've gone from a race that takes everything literally to now Drax is just a fucking moron. Squandered.
Favorite non-English word or phrase?
Ooh, that's a good one. I've always been a big fan of Schadenfreude, or however you say it. The German word for happiness at the misfortune of others. And I feel bad thinking about that, but like, I just think about like the people in high school that were assholes, and you're seeing them pop back up on Facebook, and they're still in the same hometown, and they're getting fat, and you're like, haha, I also got fat. Don't get me wrong. But I can't laugh at that myself, so I have to laugh at their misfortune of getting fat. I also went bald. I can't laugh at myself getting bald. Actually, no, I can. I usually make a lot of hair jokes. I also make a lot of fashion jokes. I say that fashion sense of Helen Keller. So like, I guess I can take myself not very seriously. That's probably also not sensitive. Schadenfreude.
Is Clifford, the big red dog, a kaiju?
He's not big enough. He might be, like, if he's a puppy, he might grow into one. He also doesn't bear enough. So, like, if you look at most kaiju, they're super spiky. They've got little points coming out of everything. And Clifford does not have a point except for the point on his tail. So either an infant kaiju does not have the spikes and the spikes grow in later, or Clifford is not a kaiju. My hypothesis leans more towards Clifford not being a kaiju. What do you think, honey?
I would tend to agree with that. I'm assuming he's some sort of experiment that went wrong. Or
Ooh.
right, depending
Honey,
on
I
if you
blew up
like
the dog. But not actually blew him up.
Right, no, I know.
Honey,
genetic manipulation.
Yeah. Also, no dog is that red, which supports the genetic manipulation theory.
Did you just say I was right about something?
Why are you acting like that's surprising? This is terrible.
What's your fast food horror story?
It's a horror story because I kept going back there. So I worked this job that had like half-day Fridays every Friday. It was actually really nice. I passed by a White Castle in Gurnee, Illinois, like right by Six Flags. So I'd get up, I'd go to White Castle, and I had basically, if I was in the parking lot, you could flip a coin, and that would be, am I gonna have dysentery or not? I just kept going back because the times I didn't have White Castle is so fucking good. I would go back, and if I didn't get dysentery, it was great. And other times I'd just be pooing all Friday night. Yeah, simpler times back when I had faith in my 20-year-old body to just weather whatever White Castle threw at me. And I would get crave cases too. I went to a party once and I worked this job where I got out at about 11 o'clock. This was different than the 37-hour week job. I worked for the Department of Defense for a while, and we had to come in after everybody was gone and do whatever we were doing that I can't talk about. I'd drive by a White Castle going down to St. Charles and just get a crave case. I'd be like, I'm gonna save this party by giving them all dysentery. We just demolish crave case, and then people would get sick and some people wouldn't get sick. It's always that Gurnee one that just killed everybody. I can't believe they're still open. Well, I assume they're still open. I actually haven't checked for a while.
Come up with a new euphemism for using the bathroom.
So have you ever heard the joke, do you know how to cook toilet paper? No, but I do know how to brown it on one side. Browning it on one side is definitely what I'm going to go for right now. Excuse me, honey, I've got to go brown it on one side.
Spectacular work, Mark. This is fabulous.
Better use that one.
What? Yeah. That one will make it, don't you worry.